Hi Dan, first and foremost, could you tell us your name and what your role is at the club?
Yeah, I'm Dan Moore. I'm a PDP coach, which covers our players from under 16 through to under 19. And for the purposes of this tour of Canada, I am the tour lead for the group as well.
So talking about the tour in Canada, we're just before our final match here in St. John. How's the overall organisation of the under-19 tour come together, and what are some of the key elements in making it a success so far?
As with everything at the club, from a staff point of view, everybody's pulled together to organise the tour from an operational and logistical point of view. We're here for 10 days. There's nearly 40 of us here, including all players and staff, and our tour partners at Rebirth Soccer. So for us to bring such a large group over here does take some organising. There was a lot of organisation that happened in the build-up to the tour between the club and Craig Tanner and James King at Rebirth Soccer, alongside our host Halifax Wanderers. From an organisational point of view, they've been amazing with us. So yeah, to answer the question in a concise way, there's been a lot of work that's gone into it from all of the current staff within the PDP and support staff at the club as well to make this happen, and we are extremely grateful for that support from the club and in terms of facilitating the tour.
So this is not a usual day-to-day routine in the life of a Wrexham AFC player. Just from a day-to-day perspective, how have the team logistics and operations been managed during the tour, and how does it really compare to your usual routine back in the UK? Yeah, it is different. There's a few bits and pieces in terms of internal travel throughout the 3 different venues that we're visiting whilst we're here. So that has meant that we have had some more variety in terms of the time of training sessions, the time of gym sessions, the time of meals. However, we have tried to keep the schedule as close to normal as possible. That's not always been the case. We've had 2 so far, 3 to 4 hour coach journeys between the 3 different locations that we're staying at. So that has posed some challenges for us. But the staff and the players have approached them challenges as we'd expect. They have been professional. The discipline that the players have shown has been excellent. So everything that we really require from the players on a day-to-day basis back at home when we're out of Colliers Park is still required here, plus a bit extra. The access to facilities on site at the various locations we've been at has been extremely helpful for us. So with the challenges that we face, we've still managed to fit in some excellent work in terms of the working week, the training sessions, and obviously the 2 fixtures that we've played so far. So goals-wise, what are the main goals for the under-19s, both on and off the pitch here on this tour?
We sat down as a group of staff, and the players did the same, to come up with some shared objectives for the tour right at the start of the tour, which we felt was a really important exercise to give the players some ownership around what they would like to achieve and what the objectives would be for them. The main objectives were around gaining physical fitness on the pitch, avoiding injuries, which so far we've achieved with 1 game still to play, and from a social and emotional developmental point of view for both all the players but also the staff as well, that was a key objective for us. We've still got 4 to 5 weeks once we return home of pre-season, so there hasn't been a huge urgency around developing our tactical principles, because we know we've got the time to work on that with a new group with 12 new scholars. That is going to take some time. We appreciate that. So the main objectives so far, we feel like we're on track with. We've seen in the 2 performances so far that physically the players are developing from a fitness point of view. We've seen so far, even on a tactical level, even with the reduced work that we'd normally do at this stage of pre-season around tactics, that started to come as well. And the social and emotional development that we've seen within the playing squad and staff throughout the tour so far has been evident, and we feel like it's put us in a brilliant place to continue to progress throughout the rest of pre-season and obviously into the new season as well.
So you mentioned some of the hospitality from Halifax Wanderers and from Rebirth Soccer. Just how has the hospitality and welcome from our Canadian hosts and the local communities been during your time here? Well,
I think firstly for everyone on the tour
to experience the welcome and the support that we've had whilst we were in Nova Scotia and now in New Brunswick has been quite surreal. We've got a number of players and staff on the tour who are Wrexham based and have been with the club for a number of years, and so to see the growth of the club and to experience the exposure and awareness that people here, the public here, have for our football club has been amazing. And the support we've had at both Wanderers grounds over in Halifax and then the University of Prince Edward Island, to see the amount of Wrexham shirts, Welsh flags, and the support we've had has been excellent for us. In terms of the support from Halifax Wanderers and Rebirth Soccer, we couldn't have asked for much more, or any more in fact. As I said earlier on, the facilities that we've had access to have been great. The travel between venues has been as smooth as possible. And there's always been someone on hand from both Halifax Wanderers and from Rebirth Soccer to support us. We've developed a great relationship with Matt Fagan, the sporting director at Halifax Wanderers, and Chelsea Norris, who's their events coordinator. So in terms of being so far away from home and maybe having less support staff around us as what we'd normally have, those guys being available 24/7 has been of great value to us.
So finally, obviously we're abroad internationally, the club is well known, but how important is a tour like this for international exposure and also the community outreach work that we've been doing the past week or so? How important is really that community outreach that we've been doing here to the club?
Yeah, we're here to represent the club. We're here to represent Wrexham AFC, and we're here to represent North Wales more generally. And to have been able to deliver some workshops and coaching sessions and classroom sessions to local clubs and local football camps during their current summer holiday break has been a great opportunity for us to grow our brand here, on top of the brand that is already extremely well known, as you say. So Pav Singh, our head of coach development, has led on that and has done an amazing job alongside George Cruz, who's a second-year scholar recovering from an ACL injury, and James Rainbird, a second-year pro recovering from a hamstring injury. Between the three of them, they've led on that excellently well, and I think that shows the togetherness in the group overall. The fact that we've got two players who are recovering from pretty serious injuries and surgery, who are more than willing to support with those club visits and those coaching sessions, and it shows how together everyone is and how we're all pulling in the same direction for the club.
Thanks, Dan.
No problem.